Do you feel like he was thinking about running for some sort of government seat, even presidency? He was very back and forth. I get that, but this is the first time I've really heard him take a stance on anything. So, Jeff Bezos, aka Mr. Amazon, had some thoughts yesterday when he was interviewed by CNN on taxing of the rich and apparently the New York City school system, amongst other things. Now, I watched several times. I am not sure if this is an AI clone of Mr. Bezos, because the only thing that I could pay attention to for the first 20 times that I was watching these videos was, who is he and what happened to him? What training, cloning, married life, gained 20 pounds of I don't know what. I can't tell if it's muscle, but he is like the Hulk coming out of his shirt. Okay. I was like, in all the years that I've seen Jeff Bezos, he's 62 years old. I cannot tell you if this is he's cut up, he's muscled up, or he is not who he says he is. You and I will review the two clips that I found, and then we'll come back, roll it back a little bit, and see how we feel about what the hell's going on here. Okay? Not just on a verbal level, but on a physical level. Let's get physical, physical. I want to get physical. I think I'm in a good mood. There's no reason other than, the things on my YouTube video home feed that I cannot get rid of because of my algorithm. Here we are again. We are back at it. This is billion and one of my rant confusion algorithm YouTube-ish thingy, whoozy wazi. Okay. And by the way, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lena. And if I bring value to you and you find this funny and you want to hang out, come on down and subscribe to my channel, like, share, hype, do all the things that as content watchers, YouTube expects you to do their job and make sure that the content creators are spread across the YouTube algorithm lords. Because it's not enough that we make videos. You actually have to do some work on top of the work that we have to do to provide you this content. Now, I'm not bitter. No one says I'm bitter. I'm just stating facts. So, Mr. Bezos, ¿qué está pasando contigo? What are you eating? What is happening? What's going on? Let's take a look at these clips and you tell me if I'm crazy. Well, we know I am. I'm talking about specifically for what the hell's going on here. Roll it.
If I do my job right, the value to society and civilization from my for-profit companies will be much, much larger than the good that I do with my charitable giving. And I think this is an important point to make because people forget, or they sometimes don't see, that when you create something like Amazon and you're saving, I get letters from new mothers all the time that say, like, I have no idea what I would be doing right now if I didn't have Amazon, thank you. Or what we did in the pandemic when people could really see what an essential service we provided to them. And by the way, if you really are being honest about it, we don't have a revenue problem in this country. We already have the most progressive tax system in the world. The top 1% of taxpayers pay 40% of all the tax revenue. The bottom half pay only 3%. We have already, and I think it should be zero. I don't think it should be 3%. Right. I think it should be zero. So we'd be making it more progressive that way. We actually have a spending problem, and that's a skills issue. I mean, let me give you an example. The New York City school system, they spend $44,000 per student. $44,000. That's 30% more per student than other big cities like Chicago, right, LA, and Boston. And it's 3 times more than Miami and Houston. And by the way, New York City doesn't get better outcomes. If we ran Amazon the way New York City runs their school system,
Right.
your packages would take 6 weeks to arrive. We'd have to charge you a $100 delivery fee. And then when the package did finally arrive, it'd have the wrong item in it anyway.
Right.
We can't, that's a skills issue. So people talk about, making the tax system more progressive. How about we start by having the nurse in Queens not pay taxes? Why is somebody at all? Why is a nurse in Queens who makes $75,000 a year paying more than $1,000 a month in taxes? That's $1,000 a month that could help with rent or groceries or anything. And so, and by the way, do you know what that all adds up to? The bottom half of income earners in this country pay only 3% of the taxes. So it's only 3%. We can find 3%. So we don't have, it's a small amount of money for the government, that. And really, and the more I thought about it, to me, it's kind of absurd that we're doing this. We shouldn't be asking this nurse in Queens to send money to Washington. They should be sending her an apology. It really makes no sense.
Okay. First of all I saw was the Hulk. Okay. That was the first thing I saw. His speech pattern seems to be off. I am thinking the second thing that connected to me other than the Hulk was maybe that's the alien that Trump was walking with yesterday, for all those who caught the video or saw the clip. I don't know. It kind of could be the same person. I'm just saying, I'm trying to make a connection here, people, because I am working on the X-Files here. Seriously. Okay. Here's a 10th thing. After I watched this video several times, I even try to say or ask somebody, is this AI? I got no response because probably the AI is responding to AI only. So, or clone, because you know how I feel about those. We're being replaced by clones of ourselves. Listen, I've heard this speech about taxing the rich and, it's unfair, it's unbalanced since, I don't know what, I've been alive 200 years now. Okay. First, for me, as a child, I think the one that I remember the most when I say a child, probably 1979, when I started listening to what's going on. I honestly don't remember. I'm sorry. It fell right out of my head. It happens sometimes when I'm recording, even though I tried to remember it. I just know that we've been trying to have this conversation about taxing the rich and the disparity between people who are paying taxes. That the one thing I do agree with Mr. Bezos Hulk, aka AI clone, is that I do find it upsetting that people of a certain tax bracket, earning bracket, $50,000, could be even $75,000, need to pay taxes, especially certain municipalities. I think that is something that we should have had a conversation years ago. Okay. There's a lot of people who are being overly taxed. I felt that I was overly taxed when I was working and I had my child and I was a single parent, and it's just amazing how many of the other more wealthier people get a lot of tax breaks, tax incentives. They know how to, go around the issue. And this is what I said. A lot of this stuff, I'm sorry, we need to teach these kids in school, in high school level, to understand all this. You can't just throw people out and just say, okay, file your taxes and hope that H&R Block or, at the time H&R Block, or now what is it, Intuit, can figure it out for you. It's a very important subject, especially in this society. I have to say that if there's anyone that might be able to get the ear of anybody in the government, it would be someone from the 1%, which is Jeff Bezos, which is ironic. Okay. I feel like I was listening to someone, and maybe someone can confirm this with me if you heard the same thing. Do you feel like he was thinking about running for some sort of government seat, even presidency? He was very back and forth. I get that, but this is the first time I've really heard him take a stance on anything. Okay. And yes, I understand that he's the Amazon and people need to get paid better in Amazon, just like across the board. People need to get paid across the board for a lot of things. Teachers, students, nursing, police, fire. A lot of them, need to get paid better. It's across the board. It's not easy, which is why I found what he said was interesting about the whole tax structure. Okay. And of course, he's very careful on how he presents it, but he's doing something. There's something up with all this. Can't figure it out yet. It's going to come out. I think that he can make, and I know maybe some people will think wrongly. I'm going to be careful what I say because I'm not sure if I feel this way exactly. But I would be interested to see the reaction from the 1% based on what he just said. And if there's any way that this is something that could actually happen, because I, again, have been hearing this since the dawn of time. And show, not tell. I'm sick of the tell and not show. There should be, I'm gonna tell you what I want to know when it comes to these taxes. Okay? Where's the money going? That's what I want to know. Because I kind of feel like what he said about, we don't have a financial problem, we have a spending problem. I do think that there is enough government. There's enough money in the government. I still don't know what was the financial implications when, Elon Musk did that whole Doge thing and got rid of a bunch of people in the government. Where's the financial benefit to us on that? I still had to pay stupid taxes when I filed. I don't understand why we can't get a clear understanding of what we are paying for in our taxes. To what entity, to what department, to what they pay the federal workers. Like, why are we not getting a real true understanding of where our money is going? Whether it's the overly taxed, lower income 3% to the 1% that, are gods at this point, financial gods, that they can't be touched. Something is wrong here. And, I would like to know where my money is going, especially since my money is not going in my pocket and I can't afford to buy or eat or sleep at night. And I'm being told that I need to pay X amount of taxes. So where the money be at? Where be at? Can you explain that? Maybe the alien can. I'm still not understanding what's going on with that alien. Is he here for us? Is he here for them? What's going on? Why is this coming up all of a sudden with Jeff Bezos? He got married to whatever that is. He has his business. He's got SpaceX, I believe. Either his SpaceX. I know somebody's going to be an IPO soon. I want to say Elon Musk's, not him. I could be wrong. I just read it just recently. So why are you talking this? Why are you bringing this up? There's an ulterior motive to everything. I'm not dumb. So now I'm curious to see and hear what his BFFs in the 1% club really have to feel and say. Because you know what? Talk is cheap. And you know what's not cheap? Everything that's happening to our economy now. So if you really want to help, call your friends and put some action in to fix the economy. I'm going to stand on this soapbox until someone gives me an answer and someone does something because I'm sick of this. I gave this rant yesterday in my other video. So I appreciate everyone who didn't watch it. Go back and watch it. And appreciate everybody who stayed and watched this video. But I have a couple of questions. One, what's going on with Senor Bezos, the Hulk / alien guy? Did you hear or believe anything he said? Or do you feel like this is some sort of leading to something that he's trying to present Like, come on, guys. I feel it in my bones. Like, this guy really does speak. And now he's all of a sudden on this, campaign for taxing, and, his comments about the New York City school system, he's not wrong. I've had problems with the New York City school system just recently with my two step grandchildren. And I don't understand what's happening. I can't tell you the numbers. I can't tell you how, direct or informational it was. I would have to do some research, but I presume, he's not an idiot. He's not going to say those things out loud and be challenged, you know. But I am sensing that he's looking to do something more than just go out into space. I feel there's a political reason why Bezos is doing all this and saying all this. So I will not be surprised if something comes up, because either he's going to run for something or there's someone that's going to run to him to try to get him on their side to win the campaign, because he is the top 1%, whether we like it or not. I wish that he really can put some pedal to the metal and figure this all out and help out. He was very slick and chosen in his words. He didn't go 100% one way and didn't go 100% another, but he started a conversation. So I'm starting a conversation with you. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think that he looks different and what he had to say. Did it resonate with you? Or do you think that talk is not cheap? So thank you for listening to me. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you consider subscribing to my wonderful community, because you know what? I wish everyone, whether you become a subscriber or not, and this is your first time here, or to my welcome back crew, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back community, I want to wish you all a beautiful, blessed day, night, Memorial Day weekend, month, and year. Because from here to around the world that I reach, thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Mwah.